For 225b, we're finding the same characteristics as in 225a. However, we are using an equation instead of a graph. And so 3 of the 4 characteristics we can find right away just using our formula, y equals mx plus b. The first 2 kind of go together, and that's slope and whether it's increasing or decreasing. So our slope is our m, which is -3. And then if our slope is positive, we're increasing. If it's negative, like this one, we are decreasing. So those kind of go together. I would recommend doing those at the same time every time you do this problem. Then our y-intercept is the other one that comes from the equation, which is our b value, and we just have to remember to write it as a point, so 0, -5. For the x-intercept, we have to actually do some solving, some algebra, and so for all x-intercepts, we know our y value is 0, and so we can plug in 0 for y and then solve. And so when we do that, we'll have the same couple steps every time. You'll either add or subtract to get rid of b, and then you'll divide to get rid of m. And 5 divided by -3 is you can leave it as the fraction, 5 divided by -3, or you can write it as a decimal. It's up to you whether you like fractions or decimals better. I'm going to write mine as a decimal. But again, it doesn't matter which one, they're both correct. I do want to quickly show you this one because when we solve for the x-intercept, we have to use a fraction, and I want to make sure you see that as well. So I'm going to quickly go through the other 3. The slope is -1/3. Since it's negative, we're decreasing. And my y-intercept is 0, 4. For my x-intercept, when I plug in 0, I can subtract 4. But then we always get nervous when we're dealing with negatives, or excuse me, when we're dealing with fractions. And so just use your calculator to your advantage. We know we have to divide. And so you can just divide the fraction. It looks a little weird when you're writing it, but when you do it in your calculator, you just have to put that in a parentheses so that that is tied together. And we get +12. You can also multiply by the reciprocal if you prefer that. And so my x-intercept is 12, 0. So don't get nervous about fractions, just type them in parentheses and you will be just fine.